Hi Prasad, I think we can start off.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Raymond. Hello, everyone. My name is Prasad. We will be discussing today some of the important market data points which will be affecting your client's investment. Okay. So, as always, we focus on empowering every digital wealth manager with the data points which add value to your conversation when you're interacting with your clients. Okay, these are the some of the data points which will help you to discuss. It will add value and weightage to your discussion with your clients. Okay, so we have many data points. I'll be running you through quickly. Okay, if you have any doubts, let me know in that. Okay, so if you look at this first important data point, global manufacturing PMI index edges higher than pre-COVID level in September. Okay, so we saw a sharp correction in the month of March, April, May. Okay, but right now, when you look at the global manufacturing, which includes US, all the emerging markets, developed markets, India as well, okay, so that has come back to the pre-COVID level. So what it suggests, there is a manufacturing activities taking place across global. Okay, so that is one a very good sign. Everybody was asking why markets are running up. Markets are always a forward looking creatures. Okay, they always discount future earnings, so they knew that what is going to happen after 3 months, so they have discounted that one. So they started running up in the month of May itself. Okay, they knew that this will happen. Okay, it's a postponement of consumption, it's not a collapse of consumption. Okay, so that's why we were saying that in the month of April, May and all, it's a very good time to invest. And right now you can see that global manufacturing PMI index is at a pre-COVID level. So second one is USD M2. Okay, M2 is nothing but it's a new word to most of you. Okay, it's a money supply indicator in US economy. Okay, if you look at that, okay, in the month of April, US Fed has created 2.8 trillion worth of new money. Okay, that has to be given back to economy, right? They have made the provision for 2.8 trillion dollar worth of new money, but that has to come out of Fed and go to the economy. So what they are doing, they are printing aggressively all the government securities. It might include notes, it might include commercial papers, it might include treasury bills. Okay, so if you look at the US M2 numbers, okay, the total whatever asset they have, okay, up to 20% of that they have a liquid money available with them, because they have created a new money. Okay, so that you have to keep a note, because we were keep on telling in this global pandemic, everybody was saying there is a demand collapse and all. Nothing has collapsed, it's a just postponement of demand. And it's a driven by liquidity. So what kind of liquidity? If you see in the year 2008, okay, something happened, something went wrong here. Okay, so if you look at 2008, they created 1.2 trillion worth of new money. Okay, that actually holded the market in 2008 financial crisis. Okay, right now they have created almost 2.5 times of 2008 what they have created new money. Okay, so the liquidity is huge in the market and economy. And this is US liquidity. US is considered one of the major player. So that money will come back to the global economy slowly across globe. So for one example, okay, Reliance Retail and Reliance Geo, they are getting all the high paychecks, $1 billion, $2 billion. Who are bringing that money? KKR Investments and all. It's a US based companies who are borrowing at 0.25, 0.5% in US economy, which is available at cheaper rates, and deploying in a global markets like Indian Geo company, Reliance Geo and Reliance Retail. Okay, that is one small example I am saying. Likewise, every country wherever activities are stable, okay, they are about to get these kind of money. Okay, in some form. So third is, yeah, as I was telling, this rally, a recent rally in last 2 3 months, it is driven by excess liquidity. You have seen what is the amount of liquidity US Fed has created. Okay, same way, what is the percentage? Okay, compared to previous falls. Okay, we saw some correction in dot-com bubble in 2000. We saw 2008. Okay, they created all the new liquidity. Okay, so whenever market fell down, this gray line, you can see that US Fed has always came further and created new liquidity in the economy, because US is considered, they hold the reserve currency, the highest traded currency in the world. They contribute almost 68 to 70% of the global trade economy trades. Okay, so they are considered reserve currency, and whenever they create huge liquidity, that is available for entire globe. Okay, so this pandemic, in this pandemic, due to they have created new money that is supported global stock prices. Okay, whenever it is falling, there is always cheap new money available in the market, which will borrow from Fed and deploy into all these stock markets, because business qualities are good. They know that it's a just postponement of consumption, not the collapse of consumption. Okay, so that's how the global rallies are going on with the liquidity, excess liquidity in the economy. So one segment is value stock. If you see some of the value categories like ICICI Prudential Value or ABSL Pure Value Fund and all, they have not created any wealth for investors in last 4 to 5 years. Why? What is the reason? If you look at this graph, okay, almost in 5 to 6 decade, okay, value stocks are at the lowest level right now. Okay, they have they are at the uh, uh, 1999, which is 2000 dot-com bubble we call. That time everybody, all the value stocks got beaten like crazily, because before that every penny stock has double triple in all the countries. Okay, not only US, not only emerging markets, everybody running behind value stocks before 2000. Okay, so after 2000 dot-com bubble, okay, they realized that these are not potential or quality businesses, and they went down. Okay, they got people sold these value stocks aggressively in 2000 dot-com bubble time. Okay, now we are much, we have breached that level as well. Okay, we are lower than dot-com bubble levels. So this is the lowest level in last 5 to 6 decades, value stocks. Okay, so what we are saying, even though they are not going to outperform the market, if they just recover from here certain percentage, that will deliver very fantastic return for your clients. We are not saying you have to deploy 100% into these segments. What we are saying, 5 to 10% kind of allocation in value sector is going to help your clients portfolio to generate very good alpha over index. Okay, that point you have to know. Your client's portfolio should have 5 to 10% kind of allocation into value stock or contrabats. So see, this is one very interesting data point. Okay, every time what we used to discuss, whenever there is a budget, people used to concentrate more on physical deficit, current account deficit. Okay, right? So this is the first time in last uh, 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 two, two, 2 3 decades where the current account is in surplus in first quarter of FY 2021. Okay, why? We in this pandemic era, we stopped imports. We are exporting much higher than imports. Okay, that's why the we are into current account surplus first time. Okay, this was very important point whenever there is a budget going on in India. Okay, every year people discuss there is a deficit, there is a deficit, but this time it is in positive surplus 3.9%. What it does is, it shows the strength of the economy, country's economy. It adds strength to government borrowing cost will come down, which means the government bond yields will come down slowly. It has a positive impact on credit rating, country credit rating. Okay, so there are many benefits, and this is first time we have seen current account surplus. Everybody was saying that a government earning has come down significantly, we will be in deficit and all, but the other picture what number shows is different. The imports also have come down, exports have increased, and we are into current account surplus first time in last 3 decades. Okay, that one point you have to note down. So market always discount all these, then markets always know that this is going to happen. Okay, they study everyday movement. Okay, we will be talking in a air saying that government taxation collection is down, this is down, that is down. Okay, we are always passive in discussion, but what market is always a forward looking creature, always positive on economy, they know numbers. Okay, that's why they go further. Okay, they always climb the ladder of fear. Okay, that is evident in last 2 to 3 months. Okay. So the second graph is nothing but it's a government foreign reserves. Okay, it's at the peak of 551 billion. Okay, right now we are at the peak, and in this calendar year, just 3 quarters. Okay, they have added $85 billion to their reserves. Okay, so this is second highest in almost 2 to 3 decades. Money in the form of FIIs, FDIs, what India is getting. Okay, and it might take out the peak of 2007 as well, because we have another 1 quarter left. Okay, in this, so that is also very positive sign. So you can imagine what is the foreign money coming into Indian markets. Markets are not going because of any news and all. Market is going because somebody is buying these stocks at a higher level. Who are these people? People who are having cheap money in US and all, they are getting this money back to Indian markets. Okay, in the form of FIIs, FDIs and all. Okay, that is the reason we have got second highest inflow in the form of FIIs and FDIs in this calendar year. Okay, just three quarters. We have one more quarter to go, and that definitely it is what we are expecting. It will be highest. It will take out this 98, which was $98 billion, which we got in 2007. It will be a new high for Indian FIIs and FDI inflow. What we are expecting. Okay. So if you look at the GST collection, okay, everybody was saying that we business activities are not going, it is not resumed, people are working from home, many people lost job and all. If you look at the GST collection, it is almost pre-COVID level. What it suggests, there is activity going in the economy. Okay, when GST, somebody is paying GST, without business nobody will pay GST, right? So what data points are suggesting, we are back in normal. Okay, pre-COVID level, and it is going to further improve in next 2 to 3 months. Why? I'll tell you. Right now we are into the festive season, right? We are into festive season, and we are expected to spend more in festive season. Indians, especially in the Dasra time, Deepavali time, and New Year time. So till now, till September, we have collected a very good GST, and it is pre-COVID level. Okay, now in next 2 to 3 months, it is going to further improve from here due to festive season. Okay, so we are expecting that will be a positive sign for markets and economy as well, because nobody will pay GST without any business. They are paying GST because certain activities going in the, they are running the business, right? So this is one important data. Okay, Indian manufacturing PMI index has surpassed pre-COVID level. If you look at this Indian manufacturing PMI index, initially first graph we discussed about global PMI index. Okay, that is pre-COVID level. When you look at the Indian PMI index, it is in last 4 to 5 years, it is at the highest level. Okay, 56.8. What it suggests, the manufacturing index is actually doing really good. Okay, it is not only pre-COVID level, it has surpassed that pre-COVID level. So what is the reason? If you look at the some of the consumption, how we will analyze consumption. For example, I will tell you, the big billion day sale is there. Okay, everybody is buying certain things and all. Okay, Redmi Note, Realme and Redmi phones, before they used to import from China. Right now, they are manufacturing this all Redmi Notes in Indian economy, in India. Okay, all the Apple products. Okay, they are assembling in India. Okay, so whenever you see a consumption, it is driven by all the Indian manufacturing. Okay, all these phones, whatever we are reading, 8 lakh phones are sold in 1 hour, 2 hour, and all. Okay, these are the phones which are manufactured in India. Okay, Mi, Redmi, before they used to import from China. Right now, they are manufacturing here. All the Samsung phones, they are manufacturing here. iPhone, they're assembling it here in India. So that is actually adding to this manufacturing index shooting up to the new high level in last 3 to 4 years. Okay, that is one very important point you have to consider. Okay, so one very positive news for Indian markets is Indian COVID-19 peak is now behind us. So what if you look at the 7-day moving daily average of the COVID cases, okay, it once it reached 1 lakh per day, okay, but right now it is at the 75,000 every day. Still, it is not lower side, okay, but what we are saying, the peak is behind us, okay. 75,000 is also not a very small number. It is still highest in second highest in world. Okay, we are adding second highest COVID cases every day. Okay, but what we are saying, the peak is behind us, and slowly this graph will gradually go down, is what we are saying. Okay, so that is expected to go further down in the month of November, December, and January. Okay, so that is one big positive news for markets. So if you look at the index performance, okay, year to date, last 1 year, not 1 year, last 3 quarters from January to till date, okay. So Nifty is down by 50%. Nifty 50 is down by just 8%. Mid caps are down by just 1%. Okay, small caps have recovered all their losses because once it was down by more than 28%. Okay, from their January levels, but now they have recovered all the losses. So whenever market fell down, it was a knee-jerk reaction. But people started buying because they knew that the consumption is going to restore. Indian economy is not so weak. It's a consumption-oriented economy. It's not like Chinese economy, which is export-oriented economy. Whatever you produce here, there is a consumption taking place in this economy. Okay. So in this last 3 quarters, pharma has done really good, which has delivered 46% in this last 3 quarters, and IT services delivered 27%. Somehow, actually, being into research, we missed this IT sector rally. Okay, we we have a portfolio which is dedicated to pharma, which is dedicated to private banks because it is undervalued. It is the beaten down sector. Okay, financials, it is a beaten down sector. We have that as a tactical call. But somewhere IT service, okay, we missed this rally because we knew that IT is not falling like how other index have fallen, but we were little bit what you call conscious about US stock valuations because it is closely related to correlated to US stocks. Okay, IT sector. US was at the very higher valuation side, and that is why we did not touch this sector. Okay, due to that reason. Okay, but still it has done really well. Even now, we are analyzing many data points. We are not sure about going with IT sectors at this point of time also because we are a bit skeptical about US valuations and rupee might slide further down because we are into current account surplus. What it says, the deficiency is going out, and we are increasing our exports and all, that will have a positive impact on rupee. It might fall further, strengthen further from here. Okay, so we are not still sure about IT sectors, but we have other sectors we catched at the right time, like pharma, banking sector, and all. Okay, but somehow being into research, we still missed this IT service. That's what I'm saying. When we are looking into the market every day and we are missing these points, you can imagine what will happen to the investors. They are just buying anything. So these conversation, these data points will help you to add weightage to your conversation with your clients. And we have to accept whatever we have missed. Okay, why we missed, we are giving validation for that as well. Okay, so what is moving the market? Okay, there are fear, there is a hope. Okay, so government is trying to uh, 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 maintain the middle path where they can provide, we can they can curtail the fear, and they infuse the hope of recovery. Okay, so if you, what are the fears for the market? Increased COVID infection, deaths, second wave of infection. Because if you see why second wave of infection is very important here, last couple of weeks back, there is a huge spike in Kerala due to Onam celebration. Okay, Onam is considered largest festival in Kerala. So we saw a huge spike in COVID cases, daily COVID cases in Kerala. Now we are getting into a festive season of Dashara and Deepavali, which is considered largest festive across India. Okay, there will be many celebrations, people will meet, get together, and all. So that is one very important point. You have to keep eye on second wave of infection, because we have already seen that in Onam time in Kerala, where infections are shooting up. Okay, so that is one second wave infection is very key point to observe. Delay in resumption of economic activities. If you see Nomura index, economic index, okay, only 80% businesses have resumed in this time. Okay, still there are 20% of businesses which have not contributed to the economic development. And whatever 80% have contributed, they have already reached the pre-COVID level. Okay, so whenever these other businesses will start their economic activities, which is 20%, okay, that will further boost the consumption, is what we are saying. And lockdown extensions in small towns, like in Madhya Pradesh and all, some places, small towns and all, they have imposed the restrictions, lockdown restrictions again due to spike in COVID cases. So that is also very important to note down. What all hopes? Decrease COVID infections, medical breakthrough. Okay, that is one very important thing. Normalcy of economic activities. As I told, only 80% of the businesses have resumed the business activities. Still 20%, they are still not yet started these activities. Fiscal stimulus extension and monetary stimulus. Fiscal is nothing but government coming out with some stimulus measures and all. Monetary is RBI is giving some liquidity measures. So these are the important points which will make us enable us better equipped for discussions with clients. Okay, so market reaction sentiments are high, liquidity is high. Okay, future earning, it's more or less at the same level. Still, markets are going up. Valuation wise, defensive, they are doing really good. Okay, like IT sector and all. Okay, cyclical, they are still undervalued, and you have a very good opportunities in a cyclical segment. Okay, to invest. Policy response, major to contain virus, it's pretty good. Okay, stable. Success at containing virus, we have reached the uh, uh, COVID peak is behind us. So that is also stable. Monetary policy, government is government and both RBI, they are doing pretty much everything to support all the economy. And valuations level, we came back to the 12,000 level, which is, it's not very expensive, it's not very cheap also. It's a fair valuation we can call. US-China tension has gone down. Okay, US presidential election, we don't know output. It is stable still. Okay, COVID pandemic, everybody is not worried about COVID now. Everything is resuming slowly. Okay, so yeah, these are the important data points I wanted to share with you on markets and which will impact your clients' investments. Now, yeah, I'm open for questions if you have any. Guys, Chandan?
Yeah, I think I was just checking if there is anything in the chat box. Nothing is here. If you can unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Yeah, guys, please let me know if you have any
Hi,
questions.
Prasad.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Samir.
I am Samir here.
Yeah.
Prasad, I had a question. First of all, thank you for those all those data points. I'm sure all of them will help. My question was with respect to the liquidity in the U.S. Markets or the U.S. nation as such. Although the liquidity there is high, how much of it does it affect the Indian markets?
So you have to consider one important point here. See, US is the largest economy and all the main business houses are from US right now. Okay, that fact we have to accept. And if you look at the last week, KKR has invested near to $1 billion in Reliance Jio, right? So where where do they get this money? They are borrowing at lower cost in US and bringing it to India, right? So this activity not only in one sector, okay, in many sectors takes place. Okay, so if you look at the TCS and Infosys and all, they are getting very good projects from especially US investment bankings. Okay, so how they are funding this activity? They are borrowing money at a cheaper cost in US and deploying that into countries like India to get the support for their activities, right? So that is definitely going to help across globe, not only India. In many areas, it is going to help in a direct or indirect way.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Prasad, Maitre this side.
Hi, Mehta.
Yeah, no, actually, my doubt was with regard to this COVID thing that is. So, what we are seeing is in Europe, it has already started to beat its levels in May and June, right? Maximum numbers of cases are getting recorded now.
No. They are not.
And with regard to India, you said we are going downhill and will go down, but we don't know for sure whether this downhill will continue or if the cases surge again. So how can we be sure that we won't have further lockdowns or disruption of economic activity?
No. Even though, see, you have to look at the where they have done the lockdown. Okay, in Spain, they have done capital city lockdown. Okay, but that lockdown they did that because there was a spike in new infections. Okay, it's not a country level spike. Okay, it's a particular region level spike. Okay, so that is why they started curtailing that spike in the initial phases. So what they did, they started imposing the restrictions on certain activities. But it is not like in the March month or April month how entire country was shut down, entire business was shut down. No, it is not going to take place like that. So when I am saying we are worst is behind us in terms of peak, okay, what I mean to say is whenever there is a spike in COVID cases, right now Bangalore is seeing a highest number of COVID cases on a daily basis. We might see some restriction on Bangalore particular areas, okay, maybe south, maybe north, wherever there is a spike, okay, but it is not a complete shutdown. Business houses shut down and all, it will not happen, okay. In the month of March and all, you cannot the situation was you were not able to order anything from even online shops, okay. When you go to Metro Cash and Carry, Okay, you could buy only certain necessary goods, but that is not the case right now. Okay, even though there is a shutdown in Bangalore South and all, okay, there will be things which will come to your house. So it's a not a restriction like how we saw in March, in the month of March. It will be much a smaller scale, but very effective manner how European countries are doing. It's not European countries are seeing peak again. No, that is not the case there. In some region, okay, they are surpassing the peak which they saw in the month of March, April in some region, and they have closed down that region. It is not the entire country saw the peak again. Okay, that point we have to understand. Maitri.
Okay, fine. But I think due to this Dashera and Diwali celebration, we might see a peak in India also. That is my only concern.
Oh, that we have to watch very carefully. That's what I'm saying. Okay, whatever right now we are adding 75,000 per day, it is also not very small number. Okay, so that's what I said when we saw last 2 weeks back what happened in Kerala. If government doesn't curtail this in Dasara and Deepavali, we might see. Okay, but right now government is doing all the necessary things after they learned from Kerala what happened. Okay, they are trying to curtail this with a lot of announcement and all. Yeah. Any other questions? Guys? So nobody is having question. We'll wind up here. Okay. Over to you, Chandan. Chandan?
Yeah, thank you, Prasad. Thanks for the session. I think as informative as every time. Thank you very much for taking your time. I think let me just run the poll, guys. Can you please respond before you log out. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for participating. See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.